Hey, it's LeeAnn Sims, your confidence coach, and I am sharing 5 ways to speak with authority. It must be said, here's the 5th tip: to slide or not to slide. By slide, I mean literally slides, not the electric slide, okay? Wrong party, wrong show. To slide, use presentations or not to use a presentation. This is a question that only you can answer because you know your audience better than I do. I'm a slide girl. I love a good slide. It helps to anchor the content for me, and it also keeps me with some organization. I tend to speak rather extemporaneously. I'm not necessarily the person who will script out every single thing I'm going to say. And so having the anchor of some bullet points on a slide really helps me. But here's what I want you to remember if you do choose to use slides: you are the main character, not the slide. Here's what I want you to avoid: I want you to avoid putting everything you're going to say on the slide. Slides are to be used as examples, as a visual to support what the speaker is saying. It shouldn't replace it. If that were the case, why in the world are you speaking? They can just read the slide deck. Everybody's so busy, right? So make sure when you put everything on the slide in your preparation, go back and edit down, because what you want is for people to be looking at you and not buried in the slide. Here's something that works for me all the time in my workplace. I will send slides in advance if I need them to really dig into it, if I need to understand the data behind what I'm saying, or do a pre-read, read an article, whatever it might be. You can send some of those things in advance. And then as you're speaking in your presentation, the slides should be very brief visuals to anchor them back in. Here's the other thing. If you were giving a keynote presentation, or if you're preaching a sermon in church, so these times where you are the only one up there, you command the room with you, with your voice, your appearance, with the content, with all those other things that we've already talked about. Visuals are always fun. It brings people in. So feel free to use 1 or 2 visuals. It doesn't have to be bullet points, right? But you really need to consider, is this slide helping or is it replacing me? So to slide or not to slide is the question that only you can answer. And it happens also by knowing your audience. As you're doing your research and your presentation, ask a couple of people, hey, what does your so and so typically respond to? Think about, if you were in the audience, what would help me to understand the information I'm sharing if I've never heard this before? Sometimes you don't need slides. Just come and speak. Give your three things. Make it conversational, especially if it's a one-on-one situation. If you're on a panel, you may not have an opportunity to use slides, and that's fine. And so if you're on a panel type of speaking engagement, even better. Just have your own notes prepared on a little sticky note or a piece of paper or whatever. Think about the types of questions the audience might ask in advance and work those into your content. And if you're presenting, work those questions, work the holes that you think people may poke in your presentation, work those into your presentation before you even get into the room. So to slide or to not slide is only a question that you can ask. But remember, if you do use slides, you are the main character.